Pause for a moment. Slow everything down. And listen with your heart instead of your ears. Some people don't simply miss you. They carry an ache for you in silence. Some connections don't fade with time. They don't disappear. They wait. Someone once felt something around you that they've never been able to feel again. And even now, long after distance stepped in, that feeling still follows them. This might help you understand why you were never just another person to them. There's a quiet truth about love that most people never talk about. Love doesn't begin with attraction. It doesn't start with words. And it never asks permission. Love begins the moment someone feels different inside themselves. Because of you. You didn't plan it. You didn't chase it. You probably didn't even notice when it happened. But somewhere between shared silence, half-finished conversations, and moments that looked ordinary but weren't, something shifted. They started carrying you with them. In random thoughts. In unexpected memories. In moments where your name almost slipped out without warning. And the most painful part is, they might not even understand why they feel this way. People think love is complicated. It isn't. It's precise. It's emotional. It's rooted in something ancient and deeply human. There are only two real reasons why someone truly falls in love with you. Not admiration, not chemistry, not timing, into deeper reasons. The kind that echo. The kind that stay long after distance appears. And when you understand the first one, you'll realize why some people could never fully let you go, even when they tried. Reason 1. You became the place where they felt emotionally alive. Most people don't live inside relationships. They survive them. They adapt. They perform. They play roles. Very few people ever feel alive in front of someone. Then they met you. Without effort, you changed the emotional atmosphere around them. They laughed differently. They spoke more honestly. They felt braver sharing thoughts they had buried for years. Around you, they didn't need to shrink or exaggerate who they were. They didn't need to impress. They didn't need to hide. You made emotions feel allowed. Joy felt fuller. Sadness felt safer. Even confusion felt understood. That kind of space is rare. You didn't save them. You didn't fix them. You didn't promise anything. You simply allowed them to feel deeply, without shame. That's where attachment begins. Not to you, but to the version of themselves they became around you. They noticed it slowly. How conversations with others felt empty afterward. How laughter elsewhere felt thinner. How silence without you felt heavier. You became emotionally irreplaceable. Not because you were perfect, but because you awakened something real inside them. Once someone experiences that kind of emotional presence, their nervous system remembers it. Every connection after that gets compared. Every voice. Every moment. Every closeness. And nothing feels the same. That's why some people never truly move on. They don't miss you exactly. They miss who they were when they felt alive with you. And love grows strongest when someone believes, I was more myself around you than anywhere else. That belief doesn't disappear. It settles. It waits. Reason 2. You felt like home. In a world that never let them rest. Some people don't fall in love because they felt excited. They fall in love because they finally felt safe. Before you, their world was loud, full of expectations, disappointments, emotional pressure, constant noise. They were always guarding themselves, always bracing for loss, always preparing to be misunderstood. Then you arrived quietly. You didn't demand explanations. You didn't force answers. You didn't rush their healing. You made space. Their body softened before their mind understood why. Their breath slowed without effort. their defenses lowered without a fight. That's when love takes root, not in desire, but in relief. You felt familiar in a way that scared them. Not overwhelming, not dramatic, just grounding, like something they had known long before they had words for it. You listened without trying to fix. You stayed without trapping. You cared without control, and slowly, something dangerous happened. They trusted you, not just with stories, but with silence, not just with joy, but with broken pieces they never show, not just with moments, but with who they truly are when no one is watching. That kind of trust rewires a person, because when someone finally experiences emotional safety, their soul recognizes it instantly. That's why they think of you when life feels heavy, why your name appears during quiet nights, why even after endings or distance, they still feel drawn back. You became their emotional anchor. And anchors don't vanish just because the storm passes. They may convince themselves they've moved on. They may date others. They may distract themselves with noise. But their nervous system remembers where it once rested. That's why your absence doesn't bring peace, it brings awareness, because love isn't about possession. It's about recognition. Something inside them recognized you as rest, in a world that never stopped shaking them. That isn't infatuation. That isn't attachment. That's soul-level familiarity. And once someone feels that with you, they don't unfeel it. They carry it quietly, endlessly. If you're still here, it's not coincidence. Something in this story reached a place words don't usually reach. Maybe you felt seen. Maybe a face came to mind without permission. Sometimes, love is quiet recognition, the kind that stays even when people walk away. Not because it was perfect, but because it was real. If someone fell in love with you for these reasons, it doesn't mean you owe them anything. It doesn't mean you have to return. It simply means your presence mattered, and that matters more than you realize. Not everyone becomes a place of safety. Not everyone leaves a mark time can't erase. Not everyone is remembered in stillness. But you were. If you've ever wondered whether you were enough, let this be your answer. Pause. Don't rush. Just sit with the feeling. Notice who came to mind. Notice the quiet. That silence. That's where truth lives. If this spoke to you, write this in the comments. I was someone's safe place, even if they never said it. And if it touched your heart, leave a simple heart. We'll keep meeting here in moments like